Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only, Master Propaganda, here of Psych Defender of the Fatherland, off here to a glorious, delightful 1v1 here on Crossroads. In the north, it is Skeletron, fighting for America, freedom, democracy. Here with the 3rd Armored Division, with Mechanized, as always, with Mechanized groups, Sherman 76mm, or 76mm Shermans, Mortar half-tracks, cavalry riflemen, and combined arms in the south. It is VonLewinski, fighting for Germany. Deutschland, das Vaterland. Taking on the role here of the... let's just go with the 9th Panzer Division here with Jaeger Infantry featuring ambush training, Jaeger Light Infantry upgrades, Jaeger Command Squads, Light Artillery barrages, and the Stuka Anti-Tank Strafe. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my paid supporters. Without them and their financial contributions to the Propagandacast war effort, it would not be possible. So big thanks to all those. Also a big thanks to Me for donating and supporting the Propagandacast with his hard-earned money. So big thanks to him as well. Other people can join these people's heroic example and enlighten the world with the Propagandacast by pledging on Patreon, or they can donate via PayPal. Links are in the video description. You can also pre-order companies free through the link in the comments and use the code CoH2 as it is written there, in which case I get a cut of the sale. That is if you've got a pre-order currency. If not, that's totally fine, by the way. But, you know, if you are, it would be nice if you could do that. And finally, just comment, like, share, subscribe, talk about the video, you know, whatever you want to. Please for the reasons here, 2nd Raft Squad down there for Skeletron. We got Raft Squad heading westwards here, up north with a Dark Truck basically grabbing way here for Skeletron, making use of its ability to grab points here in the early game. Bit of skirmishing in the south between the Grenadiers and the Reactions, but the Reactions, of course, with M1 carbines, can't quite close in on the Grenadiers here. Westwards, they're wrapping got the car point. Looks like they're going to go aggressively here from an angle I think VonLewinski may not be expecting. 3 Grenadier build, so a infantry build here. Not super uncommon. Again, it has become more popular with the Wehrmacht to, like, you know, either go for the 4 Grenadier build, and then later on they'll go for an MG42. But there you go. As you try to push forward here, those Skeletron hits here from the front here, and now we're going to see Raft Squad flank up here. A really nice setup here by Skeletron, at least realizing a good situation here to set something up against VonLewinski here. Could leave the Germans in a pretty bad spot if the Raft attack from here, because that way they're going to be caught in a crossfire. It also means he needs to, like, consider retreating much sooner or risk getting units wiped on retreat here by the riflemen. So definitely a bit dangerous here for VonLewinski right now here versus Skeletron. Definitely a bit dangerous and something he needs to be very careful. There you go again. Slow retreat here from the late retreat here, and there's a chance they could get a wipe here. Of course, theoretically, he could also be doing this as bait if he's super confident, because this allows, in theory, they're going to get more shots in for free. But yeah, in this case, VonLewinski got a bit lucky here, but this could also go on very south for him, in which case it would be short going to squad here in the early game, which would have been quite direct from there. Go more catches piling up. Again, fortune there smiling upon VonLewinski. Being just punies behind. We also got the dodge to equip with the 5th cut, but there you go. VonLewinski, though, takes the opportunity to at least seize upon an opportunity to hit the opponent's car from there. Even as he's losing elsewhere, he looks to, I think, try and achieve victory by forcing Skeletron to reacting into the carve point. So I think that's a pretty sharp diversion to move to some degree for VonLewinski that doesn't quite offset the fact he risks losing his fuel point in the east here. Tech on the way there for VonLewinski and the German army, the 9th Panzer Division of North Grenadiers almost got the carve point there. And we got the channel there for Skeletron, very much standard for 1v1 metagame. There go Dart trying to get in there with the 5th cal there mounted on the back, turning into the Grenadiers there. Can start calling cavalry rifleman. He goes to the 5th cal first. That said, Skeletron is not opposed to cavalry riflemen. In fact, does quite like them, and they are pretty good too. Grenadiers sitting out here, going straight for the carp, and again circling around here, making it harder for the Americans to get a free retreat if they do not retreat immediately. After got moving forward here for Skeletron, better skirmish to the Pioneers as the Echelons, MP40s versus M1 carbines. Popping into the building here. 5th cal almost done. And he's catching the Raft Squad here, but there's some fuel points surrounding them as well there. Very nice setup over here for VonLewinski. Again, 2 squads cover the retreat path here, and then squad attack from an angle where they don't get cover. This again increases pressure and forces Skeletron to retreat faster because the retreat's too slow. Again, that gives VonLewinski then a chance of wiping. In fact, if he can't somehow got an upgrade in these Grenadiers, the chance of wiping him much, much higher. Either way, though, good. Tactical to there for VonLewinski. Thumbs up. That is how you want to approach it, if possible. And he's being panther-fast or shot to bits here. They're trying to panther-fast the dodge, and there you go. Ludwig gets lined up, shot here, and there you go. Nice shot there, damaging the engine of the dart truck there. Though technically an actual dart truck being hit by panther-fast would probably just explode it. Ralph's sitting out there. Additional fun fact about the Panzerfaust, it was also commonly used as just kind of a grenade launcher by both the Germans, but in particular by the Soviets. They primarily just used it as a grenade launcher, actually, after they captured millions. Then he's the lieutenant in the east. But there you go. Command point number 2 achieved here for VonLewinski. Also like to make a nice company up, guessing an armoured car. But part of me might also expect G for the fleet at least some Jaeger command squad see. Dodge for their racing force here for freedom and democracy, but right now, Skeletron is exerting excellent early map pressure here versus VonLewinski, leaving him in a bit of an awkward spot here. Bunker up this road, Pony heading westward, sandbags down. Might be going to set up a springboard there to push for the western fuel point. Skeletron, meanwhile, I imagine might be planning a Stuart light tank here in the near future. Yes, indeed. I mean, he's got the manpower now, he has the fuel, he's got the tech. He just needs the will to call in the Stuart light tank. Go Stuart light tank on the way there. Slowly moving up forward to that. Grenadiers setting up as well with their Car 9 TKs there. Carabiner 9 Kurz, 50 cal up here as well. Good position. May force VonLewinski to consider a mortar to blast that out. Though, of course, he's going to need a pack forward to help deal with the Stuart or a second armoured car. I mean, he's got several options here, but obviously some of them are fraught with more peril. Now, there we go. Using the dart trick as bait to draw in the armoured car and hitting the 50 caliber armor-piercing rounds. Thumbs out the Skeletron. Could knock out here VonLewinski's armoured car, which would be quite painful. Western fuel point at least rendered neutral, but already their route squad on the tail there of VonLewinski's Pioneers are threatening there, of course, a lot of danger. And there you go, 5th car ripping into the gun as well. Of course, worth noting, the armor-piercing rounds gave it just a general damage bonus, meaning it's good versus infantry as well. It's kind of like Incendiary armor-piercing rounds, though not nearly as good against infantry. Still pretty good. Though you'll typically never see people use it, despite, you know, not even requiring veterancy. So, little fun fact there, though, little fun fact. Pack 40 on the way there, very needed here for VonLewinski against the Stuart light tank. Lieutenant holding up here again. Note the positioning here to make it harder for the Germans to get a fresh shot on them unless they sort of like, you know, move very far into the open there. Western fuel being claimed back. Stuart rushing forwards, backed up with the George Levers and Rearsons in the back. Ambulance all the way there for Skeletron. They, of course, want to stuff something a bit more offensively minded than re-echelon wielding with carbines there in the back, but that's just me. Cavalry particularly been quite potent. There we go. Pack shoots. Good hit on the dart truck there. Once more, this tiny little vehicle suffers an incredible amount of damage. It just gets away with it fairly well. Man, I don't know what this thing is made of, but it survived a Panzerfaust and now it's sending 5mm armor-piercing round. Yeah, it's made of, I don't know actually either. Mortar for VonLewinski, I definitely think that's a very good addition here. I mean, generally, always a good addition, honestly, in 1v1 matches, but in particular on this map, in particular, as an opponent was digging in with 50 cals, Mortar, I think, could provide VonLewinski some extra tools here versus Skeletron, who's so far not going for Mortar himself, though he is finding the keys to the weapon racks. Pack 40 setting out there. Moving up the west side of the raft squad very, very slowly. Stuart dart towards the centre. Bernard Mev already here, and they're going by in the 5th Guard's position. In this regard, the Skeletron was clearly expecting something, moved his 5th Guard to a safer position ahead of time. Pack 40 shoots that in the Stuart light tank, good shots there. Pack was worried about flamethrowers attacking from here, or rifle grenades. I mean, there's any number of reasons why I'd want to move that 5th Guard the other way. Smart move. Gunny's Pioneers on the east side here, armored coming eastwards there, westwards there, we got Rascal coming forwards. Turn the raid to pop in. Perhaps? No. There you go. Gunny's been caught with the 5th cal. Now he knows where it is, I guess. Need to get the mortar up there to bombard that. It can actually proceed with bombard pretty swiftly. He could also just deploy a smoke screening charge ahead. So, a few options there for VonLewinski to pursue versus Skeletron and his machine gun nest. A few options to pursue. Picks up the Stuart light tank here. Mortifying the 5th cal. Armor covers the Lieutenant, El Teniente. Good kill there. Actually prevents the vehicle crew from crewing the Stuart. Wow, that's or the actors could use the reactions there to get the Stuart going. To get to safety before the Germans just snap it. That'll teach you not to repair your tanks right next to, like, potential mortar targets. Yeah, command squad. This also puts the VonLewinski up to 5 squads of infantry versus opponent with just 3. That is a significant infantry difference there, and could definitely give VonLewinski, I think, potentially good map control if he can leverage it aggressively and well. So that's only something that Skeletron may have to consider, like adding more infantry to like match the German numbers. He needs to get a lot more machine guns, I think, to help contain VonLewinski's numbers there. VonLewinski, I think, might also be taken up there. No, not yet. He's just so short on fuel that it's going to take some time to get. And I think, yeah, Skeletron meanwhile is pushing straight ahead for armor. That's definitely also a way to get around the infantry, though. Until then, there's a good chance that VonLewinski again could surge across the map here with 5 squads here and overwhelm Skeletron before it gets out any tanks. So it's definitely not without any peril either for Skeletron. He may have to consider something in between going for tanks and map. Ralph's got that Tinkerman lost there. Bobby goes down. Moving at the west side here. And we got missions cash up here for Skeletron. Crouch into the base of pursuing the Grenadier. And use the 5th cal there. In the east, we get the armored cars, the rifle squad engaging with the auto-cannon catch machine gun. Ripping into them there, but gets too close. No, actually doesn't get the grenade off here. 5th cal dealing with Grenadiers here, low in health, but yeah, the Grenadiers going to get pinned down and murdered out before, you know, they get to deal with that 5th cal. There we go. In fact, there's a good chance of wipe here, and this could get even worse. He drops the light machine here. Yes, oh dear, just the worst of all worlds here for VonLewinski. Not only did the Grenadier squad get wiped, but they dropped the light machine in there for Skeletron to grab. Meanwhile, they got the steward in the base here. He's going to have to hold the pack all the way there from the east towards the base now to defend that. His bunker's about to get knocked out. The situation in VonLewinski has really turned sideways here. Pack gets a gut shot on the steward though, right through the front line there. The light tank. Jürgen there drops dead. Mortifying way there. 3 kills, close to veterans 1 here. Yeah, command's got pushing forward there for Deutschland. And of course, no tech yet. Yeah, getting that wipe should definitely help close the gap in terms of infantry squad between Skeletron and VonLewinski, and ensures that, you know, Skeletron can always, I think, stall for something. Oh, we got Panzer Grenadiers. 2 thumbs of VonLewinski. He's definitely not keeping down the infantry. He has a true Panzer Grenadier heart, or at least infantry commander. And there we go. Dodge truck abandoned. It survives. Again, a great deal of, like, damage for such a small car. Fifth car, though, is close. Being up, gets away there. Steward knocking out the Dodge truck finally. It is put to rest and out of its misery. Need to repair that bunker a bit here. Lieutenant almost wiped out as well. There are a lot of close calls here for Skeletron, but the end he still got away fairly well from it. And you can soon start churning out tanks for us. VonLewinski is not even closer tanks. I mean, the only thing he's closer at the moment is a barbecue pit. Yeah. Rough coming up the eastern side there. Very close to a regular Sherman. Wouldn't be a bad idea, though. Of course, he may also be feel just, you know, happy to wait out a bit longer for the 76mm Sherman. It's also, I think, a arguably viable course of action taking for Skeletron versus VonLewinski. He does go for the regular Sherman here, the M4A3. No dilly-dallying about here for anything fancy, just a good old 75mm Sherman there. Punch comes in with his rifle squad there, engaging with the G33s, pushing them back, stood moving up, engaging as well. Pack 40 those nearby. Also, a fun fact about the 75mm Sherman, is actually more popular with its crews than the 76mm Sherman. You might wonder why, because in the end, a lot of the time what tank crews were typically dealing with was infantry. And in that regard, the 75mm Sherman just had much better high explosive shells than the 76mm Sherman, which, due to the higher velocity, basically could pack less high explosives into the shell there. So a lot of them just easily preferred the 75mm Sherman because, again, it was just better versus infantry. Such. So, little fun fact there. 5th car there, going on for arm pigeon rounds again. Fairly consistent use of that ability, by the way. Thumbs up to Skeletron, really. Really overlooked ability, similar to the Incendium pigeon rounds by over the Wehrmacht on the MD-42, which it's also worth noting he hasn't bothered with at all. D for the 3 Panzers striking in here. Could actually threaten the flank around here, which could definitely do some damage. And there you go, mortar hit on the Major. Sherman arrives on the scene. The high close shells there being launched into the German positions here. Infantry routing under severe pressure and possibly close to panic here. There you go, artillery strike there, causing further harm and grave fear. It is a complete rout here. VonLewinski does have the Spalmer Corp there, but no sign of a Panther for any time soon. He could try and go for the Stuke here, but something tells me he's going to go for the Panther 4. Which again is like fine. So yeah, that was some pretty brutal attacking here. There we go. 2 kills so far on the Sherman. Pack 45 to the Sherman. Good shot. And we got a cavalry rifle squad here for Skeletron now. Big shot munitions for the Thompson upgrade. Reinforcing healing here. 5th car there with 11 kills. Closing in about C3. Definitely getting his money's worth out of it. Sherman being fixed up. Looks like Grenades was the point there. More to the 5 kills close to Destiny 2. Moving up the eastern side of our squad lieutenant. Bit of quiet for now. Bit of quiet. Just a brief moment of silence before everything gets rather explosive once more. These Panzer's Jaeger command from the east was backed up at the armored gun. Pack 40 clearly anticipating this is going to be the main battle scene for now. So of course he's incorrectly guessing there. And this steward is attack elsewhere. It's going to get a bit awkward there for VonLewinski, or for that matter the Sherman. There goes striking the lieutenant here. Lots of G43s ripping through the lieutenant's men there. The lieutenant there holding position, watching as his men die out in the grass. Rascal getting hit by the mortar grenades with the light machine guns. Small chance of wipe here, but won't have that. And there we go, moving up the Sherman in the center here, backed up with the cavalry riflemen. West side here, very light defenses already being rolled up. There goes being forwards. Sherman shoots, misses a miraculous miss there for VonLewinski. I was thinking I lost a lot of grenadiers on that one. Can go for the Panther 4 now. Skeletron, I imagine, is going to go for the Snow Sherman. He could try and go for another 75mm Sherman, but something tells me at this stage he's going to go for the 76mm. And there you go, VonLewinski with the Panther 4 here, the Panzerkampfwagen 4. Sherman up the east side. And there you go, good shot on the armoured car. Full support cordon as well here. Raft Corps close being hosed out by the Germans. There you go, Panther and the Sherman. There you go, Grenadiers Corps wiped. Another hit there to VonLewinski. And the 9th Panzer Division here, 5th Panzer Grenadier Company. Supported by elements of the 9th Panzer Company. Sherman on the way, and then number 2 he does go for another regular one here. I would have expected some 76mm Shermans, but again, if he's so far mostly just expecting infantry support weapons, the 75mm Sherman will in most cases be superior simply again due to those aforementioned high explosive shells. Make no mistake. Got Lieutenant, Ralph was the Panzer gun is the Jaeger command squad. Panther 4 has arrived at the Pneumatic machine gun, and there goes shoots. That was an okay hit. Killed Bobby, and that was it. Going straight here for the rear there by the eastern field point. Panther 4 slowing ahead here. Sherman number 2 almost done there. Nice follow-up shot here from the Panther 4 and the Lieutenant. Another shot, there's still no penalty out at MD. Grenadiers are flanking the 5th gun, pushing back, but the Sherman, of course, is quick to respond to this. A front of German infantry. Nothing further going then. VonLewinski in his base for now. What happens if we try to replace that lost Grenadier squad with another Panzer Grenadier squad? I mean, that would be fairly interesting, but also fairly offensively minded. I mean, 2 Panzer Grenadier squads with G43s, or just unupgraded, plus a Jaeger command squad, but just giving like a lot of like firepower on the go here. Sherman going to make another attack base, but this time there's VonLewinski's kind of ready. Yep. Telemine's down here, thumbs up, and there you go. Engine blows quite a few bits, and there you go. Anti-tank strafe on it as well. He's saying Sherman in there. He's laying down smoke. He's desperately fling about. There we go. The Luftwaffe misses narrowly. Panther 4 pack there. That's the other Sherman. I think he's just basically trying to buy time here for the other Sherman to, I think, get to a position where he can just pop up the crew and do some quick engine repairs. Again, very nice work for VonLewinski manning up. And one Skeletron had shown he would actually attack the base. And of course, at that stage, it wouldn't have been a bad idea for Skeletron just to poke about with a mine sweep just to make sure his opponent hadn't done that ahead of time. Building their white units snuffed out. Small win there for VonLewinski. There go the Shermans are able to get away there, possibly. Nope, Bazooka team they're blocking off here. The Panther's pursuit punch because they're ready. Got the cavalry rifle falling back. Skeletron like is still getting a lot of fuel. The VonLewinski's now catching up. They can soon both go for another tank here. Punch being hammered by the two Shermans. Interesting enough, he did not go for the vehicle critical repair damage ability there to just fix up the engine damage to get the Sherman to better position faster. I feel like that's a bit of an oversight there. Obviously, could be because there's a lot of things going on. That Skeletron is perhaps feeling a bit stressed out. But, you know, it is worth pointing out there is an ability that exists in your vehicle crews and can be really good. Attack engaging their 5th cal right in front of the Grenadiers, and they are immediately getting suppressed here. Rifle grenade off. Doesn't kill the gunner, though. Second Panther halfway done. Does look hard to say what Skeletron is actually planning out. Hard to say. Fixing up both Shermans in the cemetery. Second Panther almost done here for VonLewinski and Deutschland. More firing down, death from above. Back at Skeleton's base is all quiet. Panther setting out. Again, that's 2 Panther 4s, though crucial to note, neither has been upgraded. The pinlock machine which does add a bit of anti-infantry. Meanwhile, Skeletron has been able to upgrade both the Shermans with the 5th cal mount. Armor can't engage with the Sherman. Smoke being deployed again. Very nice. Perhaps the infantry is supporting, but also makes out for the packs to support here. Thumbs up to Skeletron, but the Sherman is having a bit of less luck than actually hitting anything. At this point, it does look like he's scheming out here for the Jackson or the 76mm Sherman here versus VonLewinski. Obviously, there you go. Panther down to half health already. And suffered a wipe here. The 5th cal did get completely wiped out by the Germans in the west here. Definitely extended and pushed his luck. That's going to be a nice haul here for VonLewinski and can be upgraded with ambush camouflage. 76mm there for Skeletron in the end. It was hard to say, could be either, but certainly the 76mm Sherman is going to be quite good versus the Panther Force and still be good versus infantry. So nothing wrong going for that one. Again, there wouldn't have been anything wrong going for the Jackson. He just would have sacrificed some anti-infantry to push a bit harder against the tanks. But if you got over like, you know, 2 Shermans and some bazookas, you may not need that much more to tank. It's not like VonLewinski so far is like toting around anything really heavy, though. He's not even taking out for it, so it may just be he's going to stick to tier 3. Which is honestly, in most cases, more cost efficient. Otherwise, 76mm Sherman almost done there for Skeletron.
A capture point is under attack. Tank support is here. Sherman ready.
Go. Got that going there with the 76mm gun. Adding the 50 cal there as well. Very good. Shoots the Grenadiers and misses. Jumps on the west side here. Is he going to try and make another push into the base entrance this time around, hoping that VonLewinski just figures one mine is going to deter Skeletron? Looks like he's doing just that. He's going to make a base raid here. Grenadiers almost wiped out here. Skeletron just keeps, like, you know, figuring, you know what, my opponent's doing a poor job here defending the west side. He drives straight into the base here. Going for the Shermans. Oh, the Panther Force at the base here. Tank take strafe just completely whiffs here. Bunker could get knocked out. He hasn't repaired it. Pioneer's taking losses here. Smoke being deployed. Disengages with the Shermans here. Got the medic bunker. Whew. Well, that is some fairly consistent base attacks there. And certainly, I think, keeps VonLewinski down his tippy toes. He has to, like, figure out where it's going to Skeletron attack from next. Now we got the Sherman attack from the other side here, again taking advantage of the chaos here in the west to exploit that lack of attention in the east now. Really sharp plays here for Skeletron against VonLewinski, really adding some pressure to him. Sherman's the blast when the need to be careful doesn't get overconfident here or extend the Shermans. He could still lose them to the Germans, which would be very helpful for VonLewinski. Preparing that awfully close, like all this battling is happening there. Definitely highly risky here. Sherman needs to fall back. It's about to get knocked out here, possibly. Other Sherman rolling forwards here. And we got the veteran rushing force well there. Possibly going here for the East Pack. 47 Sherman getting the Panther 4. Almost got the pack there. Panther 4's going to engage the 76 Sherman. 2 versus 1. Should be won here by the Panther 4's. And as he gets very unlucky. There we go. Got the 76 Sherman there. Too much going for Skeletron. Definitely made a mistake here. Also forgot to clear out the bunker there so the infantry couldn't support here. He might have just gone too far here now versus VonLewinski. Skeletron, well, very much, learned that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. As now the Panther force is swinging up behind the Sherman, definitely cutting off any retreat path here, and with the damaged engine, it just cannot soon pass. Other Sherman counterattacking here, though. It is a desperate armor battle here at the very entrance to VonLewinski's base here. It is pandemonium, more smoke deployed. Veteran Sherman there, knocked out. Almost got a Panther 4 here, but so far he's traded 2 tanks for no tanks and a medic bunker. That is pretty horrid here for Skeletron. Very expensive base raid in the end. I think he should have called it off there after he got the bunker and just disengaged. Sure, a bunker may not appear like much, but it's still like, a signal to send to your opponent. But I think the second push there, once VonLewinski was starting to bring more and more force towards his base, was a mistake there. If anything, she just swung harder towards the east and cleared up whatever VonLewinski had there. The only way this didn't get worse for Skeletron was that at least none of the tanks got abandoned here for VonLewinski to, get into order and use against the Americans. Turning over Luke BARs and Toms, they're going straight for the Gunnies in the east. Routing them. Another 76 machine away there for Skeletron. He's going to quickly replace his losses. Though VonLewinski can also just add more Panther 4s, at which point Skeletron is going to be like outnumbered tanks-wise, which is not exactly great news for his tankers. Cavalry swing in there, only 1 kill. But bit of fun around the cold point here, Sherman forwards, adding that 5th kill again. Bunker up there for VonLewinski to replace the one lost. Sherman sending out there for Skeletron, freedom and democracy. Back to 2 tanks. He's almost got both fuel points as well, at which point he's going to get a lot more fuel, which will then of course allow him to just more quickly push for another tank anyways. I mean, he's getting 42 fuel per minute now versus opponent's 16. That is over twice as much fuel per minute. That is a hell of an advantage there. And that's pretty much like, roughly like a 76 Sherman like every 3rd minute. Well, a bit more than that. But it's fast. Air support called in again here. Sherman getting hammered here. Deploying smoke. A very consistent smoke deployment over Skeleton. That's really nice to see there. A lot of players, when they use the Shermans, typically tend to look at the smoke screen ability, but it is really powerful. And definitely, I think, helps make sure that these Shermans, I think, is one of the better tanks in the game. That, and of course, its ability to self-repair, switch which is high explosion armor piercing. It just has an incredible amount of utility compared to, like, any other medium tank. And there you go, VonLewinski with another Panther 4. I don't think CoH2 would be entirely out of place here, would certainly help a lot. But honestly, just going for more Panther 4s makes a ton of sense too. We also got these 2 here equipped with the armored side skirts, the Schutzen. Sherman towards the center here. Gonna engage that 5th cal head on. Back then engaging the Sherman in return. Getting their lieutenant. Panther 4 misses. 3rd Panther 4 almost ready there for VonLewinski. No, it wasn't uncommon for Panther 4s with armored side skirts to be mistaken for Tiger tanks by allied tankers. So a little fun fact there. Most of these shows say large and slightly tiger looking silhouette you got with all the armored side skirts on it. Another some 6 for Skeletron. I mean, very good for him, and again, he's able to, shall we say, make up for that difference in tanks after the losses by, again, just having good map control here. Of course, he should probably refrain from another engagement like that. I don't think he can maintain that rate of attrition, particularly doesn't get out of VonLewinski's tanks, because once they start hitting Destiny 3, they're just going to start wrecking, like, most medium army under Skeletron's command. Straight ahead with the Panther 4 Panzergrenadiers. They're being pushed back. He's also lost another squad of infantry. In fact, now Skeletron has more infantry than VonLewinski. Wouldn't be entirely out of place for VonLewinski to go for another squad. Again, more Panzergrenadiers could be an idea there. Of course, more Grenadiers with lots of work. Here's the being hammered. Got to make a probing push in the center, and there you go. Sherman's ready. Total of 3 Shermans versus 3 Panther 4s. Of course, need to be mindful of the Pack 40, but if we can isolate the Panthers from the Pack 40, which is catch them away from the Pack 40, he could definitely, I think, win a engagement there. Go, getting caught here with the Pack 40. Target weak point here could be quite dangerous here for Skeletron's Panther or Shermans. Smoke being deployed on it though. Bringing the Panther 4 here. Sherman there was the Panther 4. Need to get the others up there. Need to clear out that Pack 40 as well. Strafing around again here. Doing quite a good job of just dodging the strafing runners there. Another unit wiped here for Skeletron there. VonLewinski, of course, puts up pretty rough resistance here. Missing, though, the Panther 4 here. One's firing HVAC rounds there. Pack crew the wiped. Arnold car could be in trouble with the Shermans. There we go. Pop goes the Weasel. There we go. Veteran 1. The simple Sherman should destroy that Pack 40, though. Would be a big mistake, I think, for VonLewinski to grab it back. It's not like his troops nearby that can crew it either, so... And obviously his tank's in a pretty bad state, but I still think it should be worth the attempt. Another element I think Overlook was lacking any infantry support, in which case you could have popped combined arms, which would make the tanks much better alongside the infantry. Grab the eastern point. Takes out the Panther 4. Fixing up all 3 Shermans. There's packs just being left behind there. Let's see what VonLewinski goes for next. I guess another Panther 4, but doesn't quite have the population for that. So, I mean, he could go for Stug. Or he could just, you know, go for more infantry. I'd say both at this stage very viable options here for VonLewinski. He's Panzers here versus the Lieutenant. 5th got a bit of trouble with Zimmer and Amerikanon. He's starting again more probing pressure on the field point. Thumbs up to Skeletron. And certainly VonLewinski, I feel like perhaps plays a bit too defensively at times. I feel like we're trying to strive for a bit more map control here versus Skeletron at times. Also upgrades the Pioneers with some minesweeper kits so they can repair the tanks faster. I think that would also be really helpful here for VonLewinski. Sitting out here, heading eastwards. Cavalry about to get wiped out. Ooh, that was... Not entirely went wrong there, but something definitely went wrong there for Skeletron. That was just a pointless wipe there with full infantry squad here. Near ace level Sherman there for Skeletron just sitting back. He's probably waiting for the right time to strike, or he's forgotten it exists. That typically shows the 2 major elements there. Okay, he's getting it moving again. And VonLewinski's just keeping a resource in reserve. He packs still up out there. Yeah, crewing it up. They could wipe it up pretty quickly, though. Really should destroy it. Charles, we have to destroy the German anti-tanker. No, think of the collector's value after the war. What the hell are you talking about, Charles? Panther 4 then gained by the Shermans here. Double shots into the rear here. No combined arms though again, but there you go. Wrecks the Panther 4 here. Pack also getting cleared out here. Artillery strike called in. Sherman's driving in. It is utter chaos there. Panther 4 kaput. It is a huge cataclysmic tank battle here between VonLewinski and Skeletron. And VonLewinski's tanks here are left ablaze. The Skeletron's tanks are being pushed to the very limits of American engineering. And there you go. One burst into flame there. Panther 4's there. Niers has reached the ace level there. Sherman gains stairs. Another Simpson Sherman there for Skeletron. Sherman's backing off there. I'd say 2 Panther 4s for Sherman is a pretty good trade here. He's also, I think, finally starting to realize maybe he needs to draw those packs rather than think about the, you know, post-war collector's value. No, I was going to earn millions, Bob. Millions. God damn it, Charles. Sometimes I swear you're British with the way you keep trying to loot everything. Another Sherman away there for Skeletron. Almost done. Sadly, again, they should have popped combined arms and again had some infantry close. I think that really adds some extra push to the Skeletron's push. And I do feel like that's a bit of a shame because I think Skeletron's like otherwise really doing so well with the Americans. He's just overlooking this one particular ability, which is quite good. So, bit of a shame, really. Bit of a shame. At least he grabbed the Pack 40, I guess. At least he made a decision whether to, like, destroy it or grab it. Fast Corp Nissan side here, right into 5th cal right as it repositions. Also, no ambush camouflage. It's really good with ambush camouflage too, by the way. So, VonLewinski can go for another Panther 4. He's planning for tier 4. Then again, some Stooks would be quite handy against, the ever, churning wheels of American industry. And there we go, Skeletron with another base attack here. Once more, he draws VonLewinski towards the east. He hits in the west. He definitely has a good sense of when to attack here and there. And of course, he's back to 3 Shermans. That really, I think, should incentivize VonLewinski towards some Stooks. No, he goes for the Panther 4s. He believes in the Panther 4. And the Panther 4's a perfectly fine tank, but, might be an idea against all these Shermans, including ace level ones, like, maybe start bringing in some Sturmgeschütze. Panther 4 sending out here, ace level. West side here, we got the Shermans engaging the base here. Like to make a nice company about to collapse here. Engage this Sherman, good shot. All the shooting there, but he's just cleared up part of the base here. VonLewinski with nice base attacks here. And this time, I don't think he's over-committing, which was like pretty much the other time. Both pack. Wait, why did he never recruit that pack? That's a bit of a thumbs down to VonLewinski. And now about this bomb about to go down. Oh, Gott im Himmel! What's he gonna do then? Jesus, VonLewinski's base is like mostly gone now. It's just the infantry company and the Kampfgruppe headquarters, a Hauptquartier here. Crikey. Could be to see a win by like annihilation for once. I think Skeletron is definitely considering it. One thing's for sure, Skeletron is by far the most entertaining American player in my book. By far. 2 thumbs up. Even if I wish he'd make use of combined arms. He's not quite Classy Dave, but I'd say he's as close as we're going to get to Classy Dave ever. Smoke being deployed again. It's a bit of a shame we want munitions and then just no combined arms. Bit of a shame. Oh, yeah, that was a bit of blunder there by Skeletron. Bit of a blunder. Pushed in too far. He's going at it still. Pack wiped as well here. Oh, dear. Kurt Skeleton. Oh, he's finally popped combined arms. He's finally done it, people. It's just, the tanks aren't close enough to him to get the bonus in most cases. There goes Sherman. Oh, no. Oh, no. Still, he's doing a lot of damage in the base here on VonLewinski. Like, he's going for sort of coup de grace here. He's just violently just hoping and just got VonLewinski here. And break his morale. I mean, he's something else for sure. There's a hell of a, like, battle. Oh, no! Oh, Gott im Himmel! The Sherman has been abandoned. Quick, Jürgen! Loot it for the chocolate and the food! Jawohl, Herr Oberleutnant. Fun fact, the German troops were pretty quick to figure out where the Americans stashed the goodies when it came to the tanks. Anyways, that was definitely a bit of an extended push here by Skeletron. I don't think she'll make that call. At least should again supported with infantry, get that combined bonus off proper. It definitely should, I think, called off that and just waited another time there. But he was clear, I think, just looking like, launch, blow that just crashes VonLewinski. But VonLewinski is just clearly not having it and refuses to give up here. Still, Skeletron has clearly, quite some comeback ability. He's like, I don't think he's quite out yet, but I mean, he did do some serious damage. I mean, VonLewinski's down just 2 squads of infantry as well. Not super great for Skeletron, and I do think he needs to be a bit more judicious in his engagement going forwards. But instead he commits another head-on base assault here. He is utterly fearless, it seems. Got the pack. He's losing his rifle squad, though. Almost got the ace Panther 4 here. Is he going to risk it? I think he is. Smoke being deployed. Needs to engage with the Sherman, though. Rapidly. And he needs more troops, more tanks, more everything. He's not more Germans. Certainly not German Shermans. Meanwhile, another Sherman away there for Skeletron. And the 3rd Armored Division. East Little Panther 4, they're being repaired. Bunker there almost done. And this base has definitely seen some battles. Some pretty big ones, too. I mean, it's not every day you can see your base is like featured several like large-scale tank battles inside of it. Oh, you know, I just had a mini crash inside of my base. Yeah, what? As we can got the German Sherman going for it. Transforming 4 bouts. Getting the Sherman. Oh, going for the echelons first. Combining the echelons. Almost got to wipe that pack getting ready. Got Lieutenant flank here of the pack. Nice sneaky flanked out by set up by Skeletron. But we got the German Sherman dealing with it here. Sherman they're down to half-health American Sherman that is. VonLewinski they're pulling back his Beuter Panzer. Or booty tank. Almost got the cavalry rifle. In fact, I mean, Skeletron's got like next to infantry left. There you go. Popping combined arms, which seemingly triggers dealing with retreating infantry nearby. Lieutenant's in a really, really bad place. More cavalry rifle for Skeletron. Swinging with the Shermans, getting that combined arms bonus. Even from the retreating lieutenant. Again, get some nice bonus, including rate of fire there on it. Almost got the Panther 4. And there you go. Pops the Panther 4. Even with his back against the wall, this Skeletron is an absolutely fierce opponent that should not be underestimated. Need to fix up the Shermans rapidly, of course. Got more cavalry rifling forts there, but their Thompsons being added to the grease guns. The grease gun bow was an attempt to make a cheaper submachine gun that was easier to manufacture as well with the Thompson, as it was, well, fairly expensive and difficult to make compared to just the grease gun. Plus, it was also kind of heavy. There's several things that count against the Thompson, which let the United States Army team develop the grease gun instead. So, fun fact there. Take the knees up close here. Coming westwards here, 2 kills. Then you've got Lieutenant the Ace Panther 4 here. Bazooka on the Pioneers. There's a bar there they could pick up as well. Leave it to the Grenadiers. 139 to 208. VonLewinski sitting out with his Panther 4 here. Shot on the cavalry rifleman. Hunter with the rifle squad there, very good shooting. Lieutenant here was the cavalry rifleman as well in the east. A shooty bang bang, and there gun burst Panzers with the crew. Oh goodness, he almost cleared out the crew before they could pop back into the tank. Emmanuel had gotten another tank from Skeletron. Oh, the inhumanity. And entertainment. Meanwhile, Skeletron with another tank. Clearly no one high up the command chain asking where all these tanks are going. Wait, why does he need all these tanks? I don't know. He's probably making a parade after beating the Germans. Oh, alright. Maybe Panther Corps now for VonLewinski. He could have gone for more Panther for some Stoogs, honestly, but oh well. Well, the Pioneers had to work on it. And third Sim 6 almost done there for Skeletron. He's clearly lining up for another push into the base, I think, from the exact same angle. In fact, he's kind of forgotten about the east. I actually think that's a bit of a mistake. I think he's actually trying to grab the eastern victory point, bleed out his opponent, but also, again, force VonLewinski to spread out, because currently, the way he keeps attacking, of course, pretty much tells VonLewinski to just, you know, concentrate all defenses here, which, of course, then makes it much easier for him to, like, defend against Skeletron's attacks, which is definitely not something Skeletron should be seeking to, like, allow VonLewinski under current circumstances. So, tactically, Skeletron, I think, needs to, like, readjust, like, where he's attacking, because otherwise, he's just allowing, like, VonLewinski to just, you know, pop up both anti-tanks and some other stuff and just keep wrecking his stuff, instead of, like, you know, hitting him where he's got, like, next to nothing at all. I don't think there's a bit of a misjudgment there by Skeletron tactically. Westwards is being pursued by the Grenadiers here. No sprint by VonLewinski. I don't think I'm close enough to Pantherfaust here. Sherman in a pretty bad state here, and the Panther 4 there is pretty good off. We also got the Bazooka Pioneers here. Bazooka Bernhard. In the south, we've got the 5th Covers, the camp rifle up close, ripping them apart here. Got the Sherman. Put pop on piecing around here as well, I think. North there, Sherman's being fixed. Others setting out here. Panther on the way for VonLewinski. Sherman, Panther 4 engaging the American infantry here. Honestly, I'd not be surprised if by the end of the Panther arrives, even before the rise, the match is over. Like, Skeletron is just bleeding out rapidly at this stage. Smoke being deployed. There you go. Ace Panther 4 knocks out the Sherman. And with that, Skeletron, I think, is pretty much out of the war here. Looks like he's not quite given up. He's got like one Sherman and a bit of infantry left here versus like an Ace Panther 4, a Sherman, and you know, soon a Panther as well. And there, goes straight into the packs as well there. And a Telemine. And a Telemine. With that, GG, game over, ladies and gentlemen. Skeletron, despite some vigorous efforts, did end up losing here. I think he really had the advantage a lot of the time, but, and again, don't necessarily think that base attacks was a bad idea, right? In fact, I think it's to some degree a good idea, but just the execution eventually, I think, ended up costing him too much. I think he at times overcommitted to these base attacks, but he probably should have disengaged and then attacked here and then attacked again. And I think, you know, that overfocus at times, I think they ended up costing Skeletron dearly. As for VonLewinski, you know, some Stooks, more Pantons, I think, but they were quite helpful then. Some more Telemines. I think, you know, VonLewinski handled this quite well. And certainly with, I think, a lot of, you know, ice in his veins to hold off against, you know, the sheer stress of these attacks. I mean, well played by both sides. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell friends, tell family, but don't tell enemies, and of course consider donating or pledging on Patreon to support Propagandacast if you like what I do. This is Imperial LinkedIn. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye.